How did Lionel Messi lead the worst side in MLS to victory? Lionel Messi came to Major League Soccer with many expectations, with us fans in the United States wondering if he will succeed or fail in MLS. After just 7 matches with Inter Miami, Lionel Messi has led a club that has never won a major trophy or even been to a final to their first ever cup triumph, in qualification to their first ever CONCACAF Champions Cup campaign next season. But how is this all possible? On July 15th, with groundbreaking news, Messi had signed with Inter Miami. No one could believe this was actually happening, with rumors of a possible return to his boyhood club FC Barcelona, or following in the footsteps of fellow GOAT Cristiano Ronaldo to sign the biggest sports deal in history, going to the Saudi Pro League. Instead, Lionel Messi decided to come to MLS. Fans across the United States were eagerly checking if their local MLS club would be playing Inter Miami, with tickets being sold out home and away, with resale going up and up close to the thousands. People couldn't contain themselves with their excitement, but the issue was the team Messi was joining, Inter Miami, was in last place and on course to having one of the worst seasons in MLS history. The club recently fired their head coach Phil Neville, who last season got Inter Miami to have their best regular season finish in MLS history. But sadly for Messi's former Argentinian teammate Gonzalo Higuain, Inter Miami retired him at a baseball stadium. Nonetheless, Inter Miami weren't in a good spot with Messi's arrival looming, but the club did something that no other MLS club has ever done. They completely revamped their team from the ground up midway through the season. Granted, with being in last place, what did they have to lose? The club brought in Messi's former teammates Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba to recreate the good old days at FC Barcelona, but sadly had to boot Mexican international Rodolfo Pizarro off the island in the process. But for me, these transfers aren't the reason behind Messi's success. It's the appointment of Tata Martino. He was Messi's former national team and club head coach with Argentina and FC Barcelona, which in Inter Miami's case, it's really good to have a coach that has experience with working with Messi, so there wouldn't be any issues in regards to a power dynamic between the coach and Messi. But also, he has experience in MLS with being the head coach of Atlanta United in their expansion season in 2016, to winning an MLS Cup with them in just 2 years in 2018. Now, having brought in all of these pieces, would this bring success for Inter Miami? We've seen this with numerous MLS clubs trying to follow in the footsteps of the great early 2010s LA Galaxy team, which even includes Inter Miami buying big-name superstar players just for it to go horribly wrong. But it's Messi, surely it will be different. With the Leagues Cup being the introduction for all these new acquisitions, the team would not need to worry about the club's MLS position, as this tournament would be a clean slate for this team to focus on starting off on the right foot. And oh my, on how they started things off really well, finishing top of their Leagues Cup group, then blowing out their opponents in the knockout rounds where things may or may not have been controversial along the way. This saw this team face off against Nashville in Nashville for the Leagues Cup final. With a sold-out crowd at Geodis Park, the stage was set for one of the biggest matches in North American soccer history. Messi did what Messi does best by using that OP left foot to curl one into the top corner. Then in the second half, Nashville got a goal in the most jammiest way possible. But in the dying moments, Campani was through on goal to possibly win it for Inter Miami, but he fumbled it as hard as I fumble it whenever I start speaking to a woman. Then the match went to a penalty shootout, where after 11 rounds, thanks to Drake Callender, Inter Miami won their first ever trophy in club history. Celebrations all around as Messi won the Golden Boot and Best Player of the tournament. But how is this all possible? How did the worst team in MLS win one of the biggest continental trophies? A lot of the credit will be given to Messi, and rightfully so, but Tata Martino might have actually been the key to this success, as he is a coach that I mentioned early on has been Messi's coach at the international and club level, so he has the experience of coaching him and knows how to get the best out of him. But the biggest thing that Tata Martino knows is how to win trophies in MLS. He is very familiar with building a winning team in this league from the ground up, getting Atlanta United to win their first MLS Cup in just 2 years. Just like at Atlanta United, with Inter Miami, he's getting the financial investment with top players, and he knows how to get a new team going, because in Inter Miami's case, they completely revamped their team before the Leagues Cup, where under a different coach, I'm not sure they would have been able to pull this off. But there truly only was one person that made this all possible: David Beckham. He is the reason we got to watch Lionel Messi play in a final at a soccer-specific stadium in Nashville. His presence has changed the league from the day he arrived here back in 2007, with many delays and lots of people questioning whether it would actually happen. Then it began with the poor first couple of years, with big-name players not panning out, but he persevered, finally having the team he's always dreamt of in MLS, selling out crowds home and away, and now will be competing in in North America's biggest club tournament, the CONCACAF Champions Cup, where who knows, we might actually see Inter Miami play in the Club World Cup one day. Beckham deserves a lot of the credit, and he earned this moment to see Lionel Messi lead his club, Inter Miami, to their first ever trophy. But boys and girls, I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding the Leagues Cup, and if you want my opinions on that, make sure to go check out this video next. Make sure to smash the like button on today's video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I hope you all have a lovely day.